Sorry. Did somebody remove my MC sheet? Good morning. I'd love to give the announcements, but somebody might have removed my MC sheet that was up here. Did anybody have it and pick it up accidentally? No. Okay, well, we'll do our best. It didn't get mixed up with your stuff, John, or anything? You know, my MC sheet, it was up here with all the announcements. Okay, well, all right, we will. I know, I'm wondering if it just got grabbed accidentally. Nope. All right, well, here, we'll just wing it, see what happens. So welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you're here. No, I got a bulletin. Yeah, thank you, though. That's a good idea. Breathe. Okay. Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here today. Do we have anybody here that's here for the first time? I know we actually do, so if you'll just raise your hand. Welcome, welcome. And you already found the coffee cart, but you're welcome to have coffee in the sanctuary. We usually have treats back there as well. There's no treats today, but we'll hopefully have some next week. And we'd like to welcome our online participants as well. We're online via Facebook and YouTube. And we have a very big community out there, probably about the same amount as we have here in the sanctuary. So if you look around and see how many people we have, they're out there too, watching us. So they're part of our community as well. So our speaker today is Jim Yeaw. He's doing part 2 of Thoughtful Theology. And we have Reverend Sharon back in the house who wanted to make a quick announcement.
I walked in the door and I heard the song, "You Can Always Come Back Home." I'm tired. I've been gone a month. I was with my daughter when she crossed over. I totally know she's okay, and I held her as she was leaving the planet and said our prayer of protection for her. And I speak on August 31st. I've had many people ask me if I do a workshop on death and dying. And I'm not sure I can accomplish that by the 31st, but I am going to talk about what is dying. Because I think that what we believe here gets us through these hard, hard things. So thank you for all of your prayers. I felt them, and for all of your love.
I'll call you up in 1 second. I also wanted to mention that our musicians today are John Magny and his family from St. John. Woo! We're always super excited when they're in the house. And they do have some performances around town. It's a flyer that's on the bulletin board in the entry, so check that out. But they're playing at Avos tonight at 5 o'clock if you're available to hear them there. And Elena, cute little Elena, has her own CD out now. So those will be available in the entry after the service. So check those out and support the very talented Elena. All right, let's have you guys up.
You're going to hear a little bit more about the annual picnic really soon, but I just wanted to pass these sign-ups so you can sign up. So, yeah. It is August 24th.
Good morning. It's good to see everyone. Just wanted to invite you Tuesday here in the Roomy Room, 7 o'clock, for our Twin Hearts meditation. And this is an opportunity to open up your heart, which opens up your divine energy that comes down not only for healing of the earth, every person and every being, but also a cleansing of ourselves and healing of anything that we know needs to be removed. So I hope you'll join us. And if you want to stay after the meditation, we have pranic healing, which is a no-touch energy healing. So I hope to see you Tuesday. Thank you. Tuesday, 7 p.m. She supports me so much.
Speaking of support, I'm here to support Kelsey because she's really shy in front of people. Yeah. I feel like we should have worked on the order of this instead of doing we're inviting you to Chronically Heal. Now we're inviting you to a brewery. So, the band that Peter and I am in, we have our last public gig of the summer a week from yesterday, so it's this coming Saturday. We're helping Peculiar Ales in Windsor celebrate their 5-year anniversary, so it should be really fun. We usually have so many wonderful Unity people at our gigs. Thanks for the support. So it's this Saturday, Peculiar Ales in Windsor, 6 to 9.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Let's go.
Did she do good?
We're done. Let's go.
I don't have a brewery, sorry. This is a big month for Love in Action. Today, I'm hearing that a lot of things I send out are going to spam, so I'm going to work on that. But we have a meeting in the Friendship Room today. We're going to be, next week after service is our second diversity awareness panel. And we have people who are Jewish Americans coming in to tell us what it's like for them today. And we hope that as many people as possible will join us, because this is such an important way that we bring unity, our commonality of humanity, by listening to each other's stories. So after today, we need your help getting that all set up. So anyone who can help us with set up and clean up next week, and those who love to bake gluten-free things, things like that. And then the next weekend, Saturday the 23rd, we're going to have our first workshop, creative workshop, because in October, we're going to have the Love in Action has the art wall. And we're going to dedicate it to Janice Ballard, who I know many of you love and remember. Janice was a poet and a collage artist, and she's going to inspire us to do a wall called The Healing Power of Empathy. And we're going to use poetry, quotes, whatever inspires you. It don't have to be original, and combine it with collage and fill that wall up with the power of empathy. Real quick, did anybody get this morning the August schedule? Let's see if it's working. Okay, I've got a few out there. Yay. I'm going to put something out next week in case you want to find out what's going on with Love in Action. Okay, well, thank you.
I'm going to pop in just real quick, but come on up. Because she's talking about the art wall, I want to remind everybody, if you would take down your gorgeous artwork today after the service, if you contributed to the art wall. The annual picnic is going to revisit the 50th theme. This is our 50th year here at Unity of Fort Collins. And so we're going to take over the art wall again with pictures over the years. So thanks.
I get to call the choir up. Come on, choir.
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, we are the fun church, right? Come on, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay. No other announcements. I don't know what else I'm supposed to announce. You can always look in your bulletin. You can always also sign up for the newsletter that comes out every week via email on Thursday and also on our Facebook page. So then you'll know more than I do about what's happening. So anyway, let's all take a deep breath and center ourselves. And we don't have the slide, but I think we know the unity prayer. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
All right, it's always great fun for Grandpa here when the kids and grandkids are in town. And one reason is because we get to play a lot of our music. This is one that was written by Elena here. It's called Breath of Love.
I look over the mountains and see all the clouds. All the silver linings are clear to me now. It's so beautiful to me. It was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. I look over the trees and the grass. I look over the future and the past. It's so clear to me now that it was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. Even in the darkest times, keep running to seek out the light, cause everything has a side, everything has a side that is bright today. And even in the darkest times, keep running to seek out the light, cause everything has a side, everything has a side that is bright today. And it was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love. It was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love, a breath of love. Didn't know what it was. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, thank you very much. Karen is going to do a little message for us, and a lot of this choir can sit down, and we'll be back later.
Good morning, everyone. Courtney asked me to take this month to share with you what brought me to Unity and why I have continued to return on a weekly basis. Last July, I was on a new spiritual journey after leaving an organized religion that I was born into. That religion was very strict in its teachings, and I was discovering a different way. That of unconditional love and acceptance of all. At that point on my journey, I was using spirit guide oracle cards on a daily basis for guidance as to what was for my highest good, since my intuition at that time was buried underneath all my religious programming. I started getting the community card that wanted me to find a community of like-minded people to become a part of for my continued evolution on my spiritual path. At that time, I had no idea where to find like-minded people, because most of the people I knew were still holding to their religious teachings. So I just ignored the card. Even though I ignored the card, it kept coming up periodically during my meditations. One July day, Carrie and I were driving down Vine, and we were passing Unity, and I briefly saw the word spiritual on the sign out front. I told Carrie to stop and go back so I could check out the sign and see what all it said. After taking time to read the sign, I told Carrie that I was going to visit when we got back from a trip that we were planning on taking. Once we returned, Sunday came and I decided to visit Unity. I was very nervous because my religious background taught me that even going into a different type of religious building was wrong. While driving to Unity, I had a talk with my spirit guides, and I said, if this is the community your spirit card was talking about, I want to feel tingles in my body during the service for confirmation from you, because that's what I was receiving at that time, is tingles in my body. I don't remember who spoke that day, but I do remember walking in the door and I was greeted by Dave Johnson. And he welcomed me and he said, "Can I ask you what brought you here?" And I said, "Actually, my spirit guides brought me here." And he was the first person I had ever mentioned that to about talking to my spirit guides that said, "Cool." I remember Elise played the flute and Kamina announced a meditation and pranic healing session to be offered that week. I was very in tune with the pranic healing because I was in search of healing from a medical issue I was having. Before that service was over, I had full body tingles 3 different times. And that was my confirmation that this was the community for me. I continue to come here because of the unconditional love and acceptance that I receive, that I have searched for all my life. I get to be a part of the wonderful choir here, and it seems that every week the message is spoken directly to me for exactly what I am dealing with on a daily basis, giving me encouragement to keep going and growing on my path. I have met many wonderful people here who are going and growing on their paths as well. May we all continue to walk in the divine light that connects us all.
All right, thank you, Carol. We're going to do a song here that Reverend Jim wanted to hear that relates to his talk. It's called Do All You Can.
One little boy in Africa, he put a face on AIDS. Told his story to the world till he died. And these are the words he said. He said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Holy Mother from India, helping the sick and the poor. Somebody asked, why do you do these things? She said, this is what I came here for. She said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. This is the gift they gave to us, to share wherever we go. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Now I understand what they wanted us to know. You can do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Ha, ha, ha,
I need a microphone. not talking about the seats. Over the past few weeks and months, we've been having a Thursday discussion group. And the Thursday discussion group is all about unity metaphysics. Unity metaphysics can also be called unity theology or unity beliefs. So we've having a great discussion. And I want you to know that several of the individuals in the group said, too bad the rest of the congregation can't experience this or hear this. You know, many of you grew up in a Protestant Sunday school or a Catholic, what do they call it? No, Catholic catechism. And maybe you hold to those beliefs. Maybe those beliefs are comfortable. But they're very different than unity. Very different. In fact, this congregation didn't have a unity minister for a number of years. And so as a result, the unity teachings, the unity beliefs, the unity metaphysics isn't familiar to many of you. So over the next few months, when I speak, I'm going to be taking one of the topics out of unity metaphysics. Now I want you to know, if you hold dearly to those Catholic catechism beliefs, that's fine. We want you to be a part of this community. And if you don't care a whit about any of this, if you only like John Magdy's music, if you only like the cookies that are being given before service, that's okay too. You're a part of this community, regardless of your beliefs. So I'm going to be explaining and talking about some concepts that might be new to you. Take what works, take what you wish to adopt, take what sounds good to you, take what you can believe in, and just leave the rest. Because, you know, I think it's better to live in the question than some sort of dogmatic certainty. So, a couple of weeks ago, I used a verse from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning. Well, first of all, there was no time then because the earth had not been created, nor the sun or the stars. So there is no time. But I expressed the fact that there was a tiny pinpoint of energy that suddenly expanded 18 million years ago. And everything, you, me, the pews, everything that you could see, everything that you can see or hear, came into being. And it's continuing to come into being. The scientists tell us the universe is still expanding. So that's the creation story. Now, if we all come from the same thing, the same substance, a God substance, if we all come from that, then we all must be connected. In fact, it's said there's a large, infinite field of energy. And we're all connected to that field of energy. Some individuals, some faith traditions call it Akashan, the Akasha. And I'd like to use a Hindu story. It's called Indra's net. And if you can imagine a huge net, a net with no ending, and at the junction of every one of the threads of that net, there's a precious pearl. And every pearl in that net reflects all the other pearls. You are a pearl in that net. You are part of that boundless field of energy. You're not separate. So when I say we're not separate, that brings up the subject of oneness. And you hear that term being used throughout Unity quite frequently. Oneness means non-duality. We're all one. The scientists affirm that. Many faith traditions affirm that. And unfortunately, the Abrahamic religions, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, have kind of denied that. They say you're broken. They say the earth is condemned. They say just the opposite. They don't share the truth that we're all one. We all arose from that same God self. And everything is good. In fact, in the story of Genesis, God says it 6 times. It is good. And then the 7th time he says, it's very, very good. You are blessed. You arose from that God self. You have the same essence. And we're all connected. In fact, I'm going to read a quote to you. The concept of God as an energy field is a way to understand God's presence and power through the lens of energy and vibration, rather than a traditional personal deity. This perspective often draws from scientific concepts like the interconnectedness of all things through energy, suggesting God is not separate from the universe, but rather its fundamental animated source. Now, you and I, we also embody all those attributes of the divine. But you know, if we're going to practice oneness, which it is a practice, we have to do that. We have to practice it. We have to embody these concepts, make them part of our lives, look at things through a lens of oneness. And unless we practice it, we continue to believe in separation. We continue to believe in a concept that we're separate, we're dualistic. So, let's define oneness. When you have a oneness experience, your awareness is no longer split into a subject, you, and an object. What you perceive is an experience. In this state, you experience things as expressions of the divine. We usually perceive the world in dualities: self versus other, good versus bad, right versus wrong, black versus white. But in that oneness experience that we practice, these dualities break down, and what is now experienced is non-duality. The experience is that of one subject or object in the entire universe. That's the reason we say there's only one presence and one power in the universe. That's our first unity principle. That experience is just pure, infinite, formless consciousness. It is a divine or ground of being or spirit and expression. It is pure awareness with absolutely no attachments. That same awareness that runs through me and makes me aware is the awareness that runs through you. In experiencing oneness, you no longer view the world as objects and separateness. Let me give you an example. I'm going to show you a picture up on our screen. Oh, what's going on here? me with my picture. There it goes. There it goes. I'm going to show you a picture on the screen. What do you see? You probably see multiple objects. You see a bridge. You see some trees. Actually, your definition of a tree is being projected onto that screen. Richard's taking the microphone away. And you see a mountain. You see all these separate objects. But suppose you came upon this picture, this scene, and suppose it was a really some scene and not a picture of a scene. And you said, that is beautiful. That's perceiving this object in a different way. That is beautiful. You're seeing it through oneness rather than separate objects. Think about that when you meet a person. When you meet a person, what do you see or what do you experience? Is it an object? Is he or she an object? Or is he or she something beyond an object? Is there something there? Is there feelings? Is there emotions? Is there energy? You see, all of us are more than just an object. And everything in the universe is more than just an object. It's oneness. It's beauty. And you begin to see beyond the object to the beauty, the energy of that person. I'm going to tell you a little story about a scene like this. When I was about 12 years old, I was in a scout troop. They loaded us all into a stake truck. They put boards across the stakes, and all of us, about 30 Boy Scouts, all were in the back of this stake truck, rumbling up Highway 99 in California from Los Angeles to Yosemite. That probably tells you how old that I was. And as we approached Yosemite, you go through a tunnel. It's the Wawona Tunnel. And there on the other side of that tunnel was a view that I'll never forget, because I experienced the beauty of it. I experienced more than just waterfalls and rocks and trees. I experienced something beyond that. Oneness I experienced. Because there was a waterfall. There was El Capitan, that massive rock formation and half dome. And I'll never forget that experience of being there. So it's more than just an object, it's an experience. And that's what oneness is. We no longer think of ourselves as standing looking at this valley with just the rocks and trees and stuff. We experience it. And that's what we do when we experience oneness with each other. It's more than just a person. It's more than just an object. You are an expression of God that I'm experiencing. But it takes practice. It takes practice to open up your heart, like Barbara suggested last week, and experience that oneness that's all around us. By the way, when you start practicing oneness, when you start practicing the divinity that shows up, two things happen. You might experience wonderful beauty, wonderful experiences of all that is. But compassion arises, and you might experience pain. Because when you open up your heart, all the experiences, the full spectrum of experiences of oneness show up. Let me give you another picture here. What do you see? What is this?
Love, pure love.
Uh-oh. You're getting ahead of me in my lesson. What is this? Maybe you're so used to experiencing this as just a dog. It's a dog. It's a picture of a dog. But what is it beyond the dog? What is it? Do you see something in the eyes? It could be suffering. It could be pain. It could be hunger. So when you experience another person, is it just a person? Or is there something beyond that? Do you experience love, pain, anger, all the spectrums, all the divine spectrums of that experience? So yes, it's more than a dog. And you are more than a person. And everyone that we meet, everyone that we see, everyone that we encounter, it's more than a person. But what we do is we define ourselves as separate from that. Separate from that experience even. We don't want to go there. Until we start practicing oneness. I am one with that person. That person arose from the same God self as I did. So you will identify with more than what you expect. Sometimes in life you'll identify with a slave, and you'll also be aware of every slave master. You'll see the hunger, you'll see the fear, or you will see the suffering in another that's a world away from us or right here in this country. This is the toughest thing to come to when we start practicing oneness. It can be painful. It's about caring. It's about empathy. Oneness is about compassion to every marginalized human being, or perhaps every being, period. Because you are in oneness also that marginalized being. You are that because we're all one. We're not separate from anything because everything is an expression of the divine. And I know that this is difficult to come to terms with. Having this oneness or awareness is the first step in making the world a more loving and more conscious place. To realize oneness is to have a spiritual awakening. And oneness is literally the essence of what a spiritual awakening is. It is you realizing your separateness is an illusion, and as you understanding your interconnectedness and sameness with everything that exists. That's what the practice of oneness is. And now that you have this awareness, now that you have spiritually awoken, you now begin to express love on a whole new level. Because you realize that millions upon millions of people in poverty are also you. And you just might make it your life's work to help them. Because you realize that people are being exploited for their labor and have to work long and hard hours. just to make enough money to survive. Perhaps, just perhaps, you might become an advocate of reform, or advocate for minimum wages, or a wage increase, or an advocate of systematic changes, because you realize that practically all of the problems in the world stem from the division the ego generates. I don't think we'd have any more wars, because if we all practice being one, we'll realize that that so-called enemy is really a father or mother or brother or uncle, one with us. Spiritual traditions like Unity exist to help people to be aware of the illusion that is their ego and have their lives placed in perspective in relation to the greater whole. Our master teacher, Jesus, said something like this. He said, whenever you awaken to the least of these, you also do it to me. Isn't that a oneness statement? He encouraged us to help the hungry, the thirsty, the prisoner, the stranger. By the way, that stranger in that verse is the immigrant. We're all here to become aware, to become more conscious, to become more loving, and spread that love throughout the entire world. Just imagine if all of us realized how much better the world would be. And I also want to make it clear that simply having this awareness is not enough. We must embody it every day in our conversations, in our actions, in our daily habits, in our life's work. And I would admit to you, I've not embodied it enough, not nearly enough. I have a lot more awareness and understanding about spirituality than I did before I started on this journey. But how I act in everyday life is really a journey towards that awareness. John and family, oh, how we love for you to come to Fort Collins. I wish you'd give up that Virgin Island place. And the reason I mention them is because they sang a little song. Robert Anderson is the author, and his group is called Devotion. And he said this little song. One little boy in Africa, he put a face on AIDS, told his story to the world, then he died. And these are the words he said. Do all you can with what you have and the place you are. And I challenge us as a community to make sure that we do all that we can in the place we are with what we have. So, John, would you like to come up and play our little meditation song? And as he plays, I'd like to ask you to remember that. Am I doing all I can in the place I am with what I have?
All right.
Thank you.
Our thoughts are prayer, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayer, and into what you're saying, seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness. and know that God is everywhere. And every thought indeed a prayer. Mm-hmm.
Yes, seek a higher consciousness. That means a higher awareness. So right now in this moment of meditation, I encourage you to know deeply within your soul, God is everywhere. God is in the pew right beside you. God's in the poor man on the street. God is in that place where you work. God's right here. So in the moment, it's a moment of quietness. In your own way, experience that God self. That's you, that God self. So in this moment we affirm that we might open our hearts. We might listen deeply because we know that listening is a profound act of love. It's not merely hearing words. It's about receiving that entire being. And so we affirm that. And so it is. Amen.
May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace abide in you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May God's presence illuminate our heart now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
So I invite the ushers to come forward as we take our offering. So So now you know one or two things about the unity belief in oneness. So thank you. And as the ushers come forward, we hold our offering with an attitude of gratitude, blessing it as we say our blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Okay, can we get some choir members up here? All right, well, talking about full body tingles that Karen was talking about earlier. So Elena has this new record, and I thought that the reason I picked Breath of Love and Always Come Back Home was because they're also on this record. But apparently I picked it because Reverend Sharon related it to a real intense experience that she's going through right now, and she's the one who gave me that title in the first place, called You Can Always Come Back Home. So we're going to send this one out to you, Rev Sharon.
Mother love standing in the doorway, waving as I go. She said, my daughter, just remember, oh, it's important that you know you can always come back home. You can always come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. Oh, sister, it's all up to you. You can do it anytime that you choose. 'Cause it's easy. You're already near it, just to reach out for love and return to spirit. You can always come back home. You can always come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home.
Oh, Father, said the prodigal son, I know that I don't deserve to forgiven. But Father said, son, I don't care about all that. I'm just so happy you come back now. You can always come back home. You can always come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. Always come back home. Always come back home. Anytime in life. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. You can always. Always come back home. Always come back home. Oh, yes, you can. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. Whenever you get tired, my daughter, won't you come back home? You can come back home. The door will always be open. Come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. All right, thank you very much.
Listen, the light.
Is it time
Yes.
for some kids to come in?
Yeah. Let's see if the kids
All
are
right.
going to come in. We can try it out.
Okay.
Okay.
This little light of mine, here they come. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine on the corner of Lions and Vine. I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, good morning, everybody. We have the last weekend before school starts, so we had just another fun day. It was just outside playing. So we're letting the light shine, and we're also sprinkling a little sand dust everywhere, probably from the sandbox, but it's been a fun day. But we will start back on programs in a week or two, whenever we can, and it'll be a fun fall coming up here for us. All right, thank you, guys.
And thank you, Nancy. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this community. And all of you online, we welcome you and we bless you and trust that you'll come and visit Unity of Fort Collins someday. I included in your bulletin, by the way, the 8 ways to practice oneness, because I ran out of time to tell you them all. Okay, let's all circle up and bless our lives in the service. Wow. We're going to have to ask our facilities team to stretch the building. Okay. Okay, together, first of all, we have the prayer protection and then the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.